So, what are the 10 everyday phrases that may actually sound rude? Okay, you may not have actually realized it when you said it, but you've said it, so therefore it's perceived as rude. Maybe that's the point. Maybe it's just perceived that way, and we'll talk about that later on. But for now, what are those 10 everyday phrases that may actually sound rude and we're just not aware of it at the time? One is, everything happens for a reason, except when it doesn't. I mean, have you ever heard it? Everything happens for a reason. You're having a really down time, and you listen, and you listen to your heart, and you listen to your thoughts, and then you say to yourself, gosh, I just don't understand this. I don't know what's going on here. I need help. I need a friend. I'll go to a friend, and I'll speak to them, and I'll say, hey, guy, this is my biggest problem. This is what's going on in my life right now. It's really big. It's really irritating me as much as, well, basically anything has ever done before. And you know what? They listen to you. Isn't that wonderful, a wonderful gift, the gift of listening? So they're listening to you as you're speaking, and they're nodding, and they're in agreement, and they're wondering where's the end of the story, but genuinely being empathetic at the same time. And then suddenly the punchline hits, and you say, hey, well, what is it? What can you tell me? What's your feedback from this? And then they say, well, I don't know. Everything happens for a reason. I mean, that's pretty irritating at the very least, because does everything actually happen for a reason? Or can we actually control what is our destiny, be it in a small thing or in a big thing, in work or in love life or relationships or friendships or just hobbies? Why can't we control everything? Maybe we're just human. So everything maybe does happen for a reason, or maybe I'm just being irritating right now. Another everyday phrase that's just really rude or can be perceived as being really rude is the following. If it's meant to be, it's, well, meant to be. Well, that's kind of like the first one, isn't it? Everything happens for a reason. And then, when you're in that conversation and you're spilling your guts out, spilling your heart out to your friend, your really good, confident friend, and suddenly you tell them the punchline. You tell them, this is what happened, they cheated on me, or this is what happened, they actually then went and did such and such, or they went then and they just left me. Something really emotional, something really heartfelt, and then you wait for that indication that they're ready to speak. And suddenly the mouth opens, like mine is right now. Does it ever close, you wonder? Anyway, my mouth, your mouth, the person, your friend's mouth opens, and they say something, well, you predict is going to be profound, but instead they say, well, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And you're like, well, hang on a second. I'm just after giving you the gory details, the ins and outs, every bit of it, all the meat and bones, the flesh, everything. And all you can tell me is, my story is, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. That's so similarly irritating and rude as everything happens for a reason. Then we have the phrase, I mean. And I mean, yes, just I mean. So, take the scenario. There is a conversation, a normal conversation, not as deep as the last couple of conversations going on. And suddenly, you're walking along and you see your pal, it's lunch break. You say, hey guy, you want to go for a bowl of soup? You want to go for a bit of chowder, whatever? And you walk down the street, you go to a cafe, both of you are sitting down and you're chatting and all that kind of stuff. And here they are, and they just, pop their hand underneath their chin and they're just thinking and listening. And you're thinking, right, okay, is he going to get to the end of this story and whatever? And all the other person is doing similarly is sitting and listening, and then they just go, I mean, yeah, I mean, and that's just really out there rude. But then there's the one that's actually talking and providing the conversation, and they're telling you about the day at work, and they're saying, I got up this morning at 8, and the traffic was really bad, and it was powerful, and we know what you mean. The listener knows what's being said. They know that traffic happens early in the morning. It doesn't happen at work. They know that 8 a.m. means the morning time. You don't have to say that was the morning time. Things like that. And then you kind of rudely say, I mean. Come on, we need to get rid of this one. Another one that's really, really rude is to be frank. Who is frank? I'm not Frank. Are you Frank? If Frank, you are watching, by the way, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. And not just Frank, every one of you that are watching. Thank you if you have already. Hit that button. So, to be frank with you, I wonder, how is this rude? Well, if I'm trying to patronize you, I could say, well, to be frank. For example, if you're actually just talking about something that's really middle of the road, kind of personal. You're talking about work, you're talking a little bit about your personal life, your hobbies, and you're explaining things to somebody and saying, you know, I'm thinking about changing the car, but, you know, it gets me in and out of work pretty grand, pretty okay. Traffic is so-so, it's not too bad. But, you know, the car goes from A to B and a little bit to C and back. It's a pretty good car, motor, I'm pretty happy with it. And, you know, I just think your car, the type you've got, the length of duration time you've had it, it looks like a pretty good buy. What do you think? Well, in reply to that, to be frank, I mean, it's not such a great car. I'm thinking about getting rid of it. In fact, you want to buy it, no problem. To be frank, it's a great car. I mean, to be frank, what does that mean? It's just as opposed to the rest of the things I say, which are evasive. Believe it or not, another one that you wouldn't, well, off the cuff, think that it is rude, but perceived by many as rude, is honestly. I mean, how many conversations have you had, honestly heard and had, where a person just juts in with the honestly word? It's like saying, I love you. I love you. How many times can you say it and it, you know, just wears out? Love you, bye. And then suddenly they're gone and they're back and they're, hey, love you. Where's my socks? You know, honestly, you got to be honest. Just be honest, actionable, honest, rather than saying honestly and putting it into your vocab. Typically, I'm lying, but in this case, I'm being honest. Right? Yeah, that's what honestly means. If you're putting it into every sentence. So tell me, where were you last night? Well, honestly, I was out. I had a work to do. I had to go somewhere to do something. And John was with me, honestly, and we went for a drink. And honestly, after that, we left that bar and we went down to the other bar. And honestly, it was a great time. There was nobody there. There was no females there, honestly, and all of that. But honestly, was that the truth? Honestly, I can't really remember where I was last night. Honestly, I was quite tired last night. And honestly, it was just typically one of those tough work night, school night kind of scenarios. I honestly can't tell you what time I went to bed at. Yeah, but typically you're actually lying. But in this case, you're kind of being honest because you did go to bed eventually with somebody else, maybe. So these are the phrases. They're the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But there's more. There's 5 more everyday phrases that, well, could really be absolutely rude or perceived as rude. Sorry. I'm sorry. No, seriously. Being rude is being sorry. But that's the whole thing. That phrase, sorry, I'm not sorry, is actually a phrase, believe it or not. Some people actually say it. And that's it. It's not actually hitting where you want it to hit insofar as being actually apologetic. Sorry, I'm not sorry is completely contradicting yourself within those 4 words of sorry, I'm not sorry. So, fine when it's used in one fastidious nature, but so irritating like when it's said in earnest. So we've got to be really, really careful. No worries, eh? Well, that's what the Aussies say, and if you're Aussie, please subscribe. If you haven't already, please do. Thank you very much. But seriously, no worries. That's a great phrase. It's just, no problem, I can do this. No problem, I can just dish it out. I can just do whatever way I want to do it. No worries. So these are like 7 of the 10 rude ones. There's really other ones, and they're kind of more modern ones, like chill. Just chill. Just that word on its own can be so irritating to somebody. It's like similar to relax. Chill. Chillax. You've heard that one before too. These are really rude kind of sentence killers. These are like one word, like it's like shut up, except chill. Shut up. It's like, yeah, chill as in we need you to like get into a freezer and chill out. It's just so in your face and so rude. Give 110%. This is really an irritable one of mine. I just can never figure that out. It took me long enough to figure out maths in school, but then when I realized what percentages were, I realized, okay, I get it now. There's 100 of them in it. In a full thing, 100%. So why do we need to give 110%? Surely, if I give my all, if it's 100%, is that not enough? if I was to be so honest and give 100%, why do I need to give? Is it possible to give 110%? Not really. So why do we need to say it? A couple of others, well, you guessed it, similar to the likes of chill, rude, but modern, is killing it. I mean, killing it, that's, oh gosh, killing it. I mean, what is that? It's, success without like severe aggression. It's like physically impossible to say this kind of phrase without like high-fiving somebody nowadays, it seems. Killing it. But not every culture, not every person, not every certain age group within that culture are actually there with that. They just like, killing what? Why are you so violent? Why are you killing something? Another one is work hard, play hard. I could go on all day. Work hard, play hard. Sunday, fun day. I mean, really, is it really a fun day for everybody? What if they're working? There's others, but I just don't want to say it. My bad, you say. Oh, there's another one. So here we are. These are the 10 the rudest of all. So what we need to do is we need to flip that around. If they are in our vocabulary, we need to flip that around. We need to pop in positive type of languages. You see, the brain's reaction is heightened when it hears positive words. So if you want to impress somebody, if you want to actually get that job, if you want to actually be the best manager, use positive words. If the killing it phrase comes out, if the no worries phrase, if any of those above earlier mentioned phrases come up, we need to tinker them with positive words, because it's this kind of language that our brain actually understands. So it allows us to give more attentiveness to a person. It's also allowing us to be more creative with our brain, and gives us a whole new dimension. So rather than a person having excessive stress with the likes of the words killing it and no worries mate and things like this, we are actually getting rid of that stress, and it allows our brains to be better. So thank you for watching. There's the rude phrases for now. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please do hit that button. And until next time, have a wonderful day.